Shall we make a lemon pie? Shall we make a apple pie? Okay, if you haven't guessed it, this video is gonna be about pie. Hey y'all, this is Christine at Mrs.GilliamFarms. I'm so excited to be here with you in my kitchen. We're in another collaboration, and this one is the Pies of March. It's being hosted by Leanne at the Mennonite Farmhouse and Tony at Kettle Kitchen. And I appreciate the invite. I'm very excited, although it does leave me a dilemma. What do I make? So I got some ideas, so hang on. I'm gonna show you what I'm thinking. Don't forget to watch all the great channels throughout the month of March. There's 31. Be sure to comment, leave a meaningful comment, and be at the live on Mennonite Farmhouse channel on YouTube on Thursday, April 4th. So what are we gonna make? Are we gonna make an apple pie? Nah. Are we gonna make a lemon meringue pie? We were, but we're not. Guess what? I collect these cool Watkins pie plates. Actually, they're called Royal China Jeanette. Maybe I have some different ones here. Yep, not Royal China. Where'd I get that at? It is Royal China Jeanette Corporation and made in the USA. Now, I know really not a whole lot about these pie plates. In fact, I had to dig these out a while ago because when we moved up here from our other property, I used to have these on display in my kitchen, and I do not. So I dug these out just a few minutes ago, but look. Pecan pie. Now this is a country harvest. Okay, so you're probably done hearing about my pie plates. So I want to tell you a little history about these pie plates. Oh, here's Quiche Lorraine. And I've got a strawberry. Oh, strawberry pie. Should have made a strawberry one. So, what am I going to make? Well, I've already made one of these, but I didn't use this pie plate. If you remember, I have a video on the cheesecake. But this one right here, I want to talk to you a little bit about. This is one that started the whole recipe collection, and almost all of these, maybe but one, my husband got me. We found at like thrift stores or something like that. Oh, this is Harvest. Okay, Country Harvest is part of the 1983 Royal China. Okay, hummingbird moment. But this, my grandmother had this. My mom's mom. She's no longer with us. Neither is my mom. So this one's very special to me. So I had this for several years, and I really don't know how I got it. She never cooked in it. I don't know. I think we were cleaning out her house and saw this and was like, oh, I like it. So which one of these am I going to use? I think I'll make, I think I'll use none of them. None of them, you say? Yeah, none of them. And yes, I'm going to make a pie. I'm going to make a couple of pies. And I'm going to be making fried pies, just like my husband's grandmother did. Because when I think of spring and I think of the summer months, I think of the time with my husband's family 20-some years ago when both his grandmothers were still alive, but his ma, which was on his dad's side, she made fried pies, peach, apple, you name it, and she always brought them to the summer or spring celebrations the family had. And it was really neat because we would be down at the creek for our family reunion on like 4th of July, and we were able just to carry our roaming pie with us, and it was so nice. And they're good. They're not like those store-bought ones, but these are absolutely delicious. Here's the problem. She died before I was ever able to go down there to her house and have her teach me how to make them. And I know she taught many of the girls, wives, girlfriends probably, you know, her granddaughters, her daughters. But the woman did it all on a wood-burning stove. And she had a wood-burning stove up till the time she died, not so long ago. And I really, those were the best fried pies. And I tell you what, if I had one in the freezer right now, I would be so happy. So anyway, long story short, we're going to make some fried pie. I'll be right back. I'm going to get the kitchen set up. And I hope you stay and hang out with me while I make some fried pies. And let's see if I can do it as good as Ma Gilliam. Nah, I won't be able to do it as good as Ma Gilliam, but I'm going to give it my best shot. I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, I have spent the last 15 minutes trying to figure out how to get you to see this and to see me. And you know what? It ain't important if you see me. It's important that you see this. Me and mine ain't important you see this. I want to bring you down here to the counter since I am not logistically figuring out. Yeah, what's the deal? Okay, let's get started on these fried pies. I'm excited. We're gonna start with our crust. That way, it's gonna have 2 opportunities to cool off in the refrigerator. And I'll go through that process in a minute. I am gonna weigh this out because the recipe that I'm following, which I will put in the description of this video, goes by weight measurement. Okay, so it calls for 422 grams of flour. So let's do this. 422 grams of all-purpose flour. I'm using King Authors, and or 3 cups is what we're looking for. Yeah, we got our flour in. Now we're gonna add our 1 teaspoon of sugar and a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. I'm gonna mix that in, just stir in all our dry ingredients together. And then I'm gonna add in 3 tablespoons of grass-fed butter. And I'm gonna tell you this too, the recipe does call for 3 tablespoons of lard. I do not have lard, so I'm going to use Crisco. Okay, y'all, we've got our dry ingredients in there mixed, and I've added the butter and the Crisco. What I can do is take my fork and start working in the Crisco and the butter and the dry mixture. And I'm looking for pea-size pieces of flour if I do this right. Now, I'm gonna tell you what. You could also use a pastry cutter, but I don't find that to work for me on this. And this is getting old, so I'm gonna go what I consider the appropriate way. Hands are clean. I'm getting in there. Yep, sorry. Look away. Look away if you can't handle it. Sorry. As long as your hands are clean. I'm making this for my family. I think we'll be okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep working this through till I get it to the consistency I want. Okay, friends, I've got this where I want it. I've incorporated the butter and the Crisco, and I think it's where I want it to be. So now what I'm gonna do is make a well, and I've got 3/4 of a cup of water, cold water, that I just took out of the refrigerator. And I'm gonna make a well, and I'm gonna add that in there, then I'm gonna start working it with my hands. So here we go. I am gonna use my fork just a little bit to start incorporating that. I don't want to overwork this dough because I don't want it to be tough. Now, a lot of people will use those canned biscuits at home to make these, and they're all right. I've done that. It's not what I like. I want it to taste like a pie crust or feel like a pie crust, a substantial pie crust, but I don't like that cake biscuit feeling. It don't taste right to me. And maybe I was spoiled from Johnny's grandmother making these pies. So I'm gonna get in here now, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna get in here with my fingers now. And these are my tools. Best tools ever God gave me. Okay, so I'm gonna keep working this around just a little bit. Not gonna overwork it though, right? We are going to take this to I'm gonna clean up my work area here and cleanse the countertop, and then we're gonna put this out and start working it. So hang out. Okay, I'm gonna pull this out onto the countertop so I can start working it. This recipe makes 8 of the fried pies the size I like to make for my family. So I'm just gonna press this out and work it. Not too much though, right? And then I'm hoping to get it formed into a bowl, a log. Okay, now that I've got it in a fairly symmetrical log, I'm gonna cut this where I can get 8 pieces out of it, or 8 small little crust out. So I'm gonna cut it in half, right? I'm gonna cut the half in half. And then I'm gonna cut those in half. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then I'm gonna cut those in half. And I'm pretty darn certain I did not do equals. Oh well. We'll just call it rested cooking because that's all I do or know. Now what I'm gonna do is place these on little freezer sheets. That way I can put them back in the refrigerator. So I'm just gonna take these, make them into a bit of a little ball here. Place them on here, smush them out just a little bit, and do the rest of the other 7. I decided we're gonna make 2 different fried pies. I didn't want to readjust the camera, so that's why I'm bent over. But I'm going to, I had some peach pie filling from the Amish store, local Amish store. I'm gonna use that, but I'm gonna break this up a little bit more using my masher. And then, so I'll do 4 peach pies. I'll have leftovers, so I'll probably make some more later on. And then I'm gonna try an apple recipe that I got that I'm gonna do on the stovetop. So I'm gonna peel, I've got 4 apples. These are, what are these? These are, I can't remember. I will find out and put it in the video. Okay, but they're the ones between a sweet and a tart. It's not the Granny Smith. Golly, what are they called? Okay, anyway, I'm gonna core these 4, peel them and core them and get them ready. And then when I have them ready to throw everything together, I'll bring you over to the stove and we'll just throw everything in a pan. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, y'all, we're ready to put together our apple filling for our fried pies. So I got my apples all diced up. This is 4 apples. I did about 1/4 inch cut pieces. So I'm gonna put this in our, excuse me, I'm gonna put this in our pan. I know you can't really see me. I have been fighting with my setup and I don't know why. But I don't have a cameraman. I'm a 1-woman crew. It is what it is, right? All right, so I got my apples in here. Recipe then calls for, I got my little recipe here, and oh Lord, this girl needs a cup of coffee. Maybe that's why I've been fighting with the camera. It knows I need my coffee. Okay, so in a saucepan, I got my apples, and I did kind of toss them in some lemon juice while I was working on the rest of them. And into this, we're gonna add a 1/3 teaspoon. Is it a 1/3 teaspoon? Oh, excuse me, a 1/3 cup. Really like, what? A teaspoon? A 1/3 cup of sugar. Put that in there. Then we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. Sea salt. I tell you, Lord help me, take the wheel. All right. And then we've got our teaspoon, and we're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and an 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something. Got to digging around. I don't have no nutmeg, no fresh nutmeg, nothing. I had cinnamon, and guess what else I had? I had some pumpkin pie spice. And guess what's in pumpkin pie spice? So I'm gonna put a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon in here and an 1/8 teaspoon of the pumpkin spice. And I know there's cinnamon in the pumpkin spice, but I like cinnamon. So anyway, the right recipe will be in the description with some other great information. Okay, so we got that, we got the cornstarch. Okay, now we're gonna add the cornstarch, which is 3 tablespoons, and I say 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And 2 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna add that in there. I like butter, I love butter. I'm just gonna tell y'all, butter and bacon makes everything good. In moderation, just like everything else. Okay, and then, my favorite part, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Good vanilla. You know. Okay, if you can get it open. Okay, so 1 teaspoon of vanilla, or a little more. Okay, put that together and we'll mix this. And what we're gonna do is, or what I'm gonna do, and y'all are gonna hang out with me, I'm going to just let this mix together. And you know what? I probably wasn't supposed to add in the butter. No, so I can take out the butter real easy. I'm gonna let this set. Don't you hate when you mess up? I do. Oh well. Okay, I'm gonna let the dry set with the apples, and that will pull the moisture, some of the water off. Okay, I got out of the refrigerator the pie disc. I'm just gonna get 1 package. I put 2 packages in for 30 minutes and let them rest. So now I've got 4 of them out. I'm gonna roll those out. I think it's like a 6, let's see here,
I think what I want to do is roll these out to be about 6 inches. That way I have enough to cut to add in. You don't want to overfill them. Let's see, yeah, we'll say 6 inches.
Okay, I'm gonna roll each one of these out to about the size of a 6-inch disc. At least that's what this recipe should allow me to have. I'm gonna turn it each time I roll. This is an old, I've probably had it 30 years, rolling pin, marble rolling pin. It was my grandmother's, the one where I got the pie plate from. And I don't think she ever used it. I think somebody gifted it to her and she's kind of used it more as, you know, kitchen decor. But I thought, you know what, I could use that. And I never used it till today. Found it in the cabinet and I thought there's no sense in having it, even though it's my grandmother's, my mother's mother, if I'm not gonna use it. So I'm gonna start using it. These back on a cookie sheet, laid flat. And then I'm gonna put them back in the refrigerator for another 20 minutes. And then we'll bring them out to use them. So I'm gonna go through the rest of these, make them. I'm not gonna bore you with that. And we'll come back when we're ready to start putting them all together. Or actually, when we start cooking, we'll start cooking the apples and then we'll start doing the pizza. Okay, our apples have been sitting in the dry mixture for about a half an hour and it's pulled out a lot of the water. You can see how much. So I'm gonna turn on the heat. Well, I already have turned on. I'm gonna add our butter that I took out. And we're just gonna let this cook until kind of starts softening and gets all happy. So while the apples are cooking, I'm gonna get out the cast iron skillet and let that start getting hot with the oil. And then we'll start go ahead and working on the peach ones since they're ready to go. And we'll let the apples get all happy. See you in a minute. The grease is getting hot. And I got a drink of coffee. So let's do this. Okay, I got our crust out of the refrigerator. Okay, I've got one more thing I need to do here. Okay, good thing I'm not professional. Right, oh, one more thing. Okay. I am going to use my fingers again. Y'all hang on. Well, I guess I could use this brush. I'm gonna go around the edge here with some water, and this is gonna be what glues this together, right? I'm gonna do it on this side. And then what I'm gonna do is get some of this wonderful looking pie, or a peach pie filling. Put it right here. Now we don't want to overstuff these because I don't want them breaking open. So it just depends on the size of your pie, of your crust. And then I'm gonna leap this over. I'm gonna kind of baby this a little bit. Okay. And what I'm gonna, then I've got my fork. I am going to put it in the flour here. I'll put some out here. This is all clean, pretty clean. And I'm gonna go over here and press it down. And my grease is getting hot in my cast iron pan. I want it to get to 350. I'm gonna do a couple of these because I think I can get 3 in my pan. And we'll do the peach. We'll do 4 peach. And then we'll do some apples. Okay, now I saw this off another channel. I'm gonna see how this works. I usually cut with a knife and it's not that pretty, so I'm gonna see how this looks. I'll just go around here. And I hope you can see this. All right, we're gonna take this off. Okay, ooh, she's looking pretty. There we go. We got our first one done. And we're gonna do one more together, or a couple more together, so let's talk. So I want to thank, again, Leanne from Mennonite Farmhouse and Tony at Kettle Kitchen for hosting the Pies of March and inviting me. It's kind of a little surreal to be a part of a collaboration you watched last year. It's kind of like in awe of. Okay, now we're gonna flip this over. I think I could put a little bit more. Johnny likes the peach ones. And he'll probably be going, where's the peaches? Okay, this one's a little lopsided on the crust side. It's okay. Okay, got this going. So what I'd like for you to do is in your comments, let me know what your favorite pie is, or if you've ever made, whoops, that one may have some problems here in a little bit. think we'll fix that right now. Mine got a little too thin. We'll do this. Tell me what your favorite pie is, and let me know if you ever had fry pies, and give me some suggestions for some new different things. And I want to make sure that you guys know that there are other channels. Mine's going to be released on the second day of the collaboration, so March 2nd. So if you're watching it the day it's released, today should be March 2nd. And I believe there are 31 channels that are participating, and some I know and some I don't. So I'm excited because I'm gonna find some new channels that I haven't watched before, so pretty exciting. I don't know how this one's gonna work out, guys. I don't think I'm gonna cut too much off of it. Okay, we'll just do it this way, and hopefully my next one will be a lot prettier. I see an issue here. They can't all be perfect now, can they? Over here to the stovetop, and we're gonna start getting these. All right, I've checked the temperature. I feel like we're ready to go. It's at 350. I don't want it to get much hotter than that though. I don't want it to start smoking. I do have a cooling rack, so it can also drain the grease off, and I've got 2 of my fish paddles, is what I call them, to help me flip them and stuff. So we're gonna start putting these little darlings in. We're gonna start with our peaches. Okay, and gently into the bathtub it goes. Oh yeah. And this is my messed up one, so we're gonna see how it does. It may pop open on me. Okay, it looks like I'm just gonna get 2 in here, which is fine. Okay, we're gonna let these get nice and golden brown on this one side, and then I will flip them over. Probably, it just depends, maybe 3 to 4 minutes on each side. We'll just wait and see what it wants to do. I'll bring you back when we get ready to flip them. That is not what you want to have happen. Placing all my peach ones up here, and then I'll put the apple ones down here. So A to P. There's our last peach one. And then we'll get started on our apples. And ever so gently turn them over. Ooh, look how pretty, 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 pretty. Hey y'all, I'm gonna show you this. This is what you don't want to have happen. but you know what? We still eat it. There's some peach in there, but there's not much, but that's what caused all that popping up. And that's because I let it get too thin in a certain area, or maybe it was busted on the other side. But I already knew that I should have used that one because it was doomed from the beginning. And I almost did it right there too. Did y'all see that? I almost busted that open, oh my word. I'm gonna finish cooking these up and then we're going to make a glaze for them. I may do a couple with the glaze and a couple without. Anyway, hang out, stay with me. We're almost done. One last thing is we're going to put, I guess you can't see it right there, can you? I made up a mixture of powdered sugar and water just to make a glaze, and I'm gonna go ahead and put one on that ugly one. And I think I'm gonna leave these other two without them. So I've already done the ones, but I just used my pastry brush and put some of the glaze over each one of these fried pies. Okay, I'm gonna get these all ready to serve up, and then maybe we'll do a taste testing. Maybe I'll wash this again. All right, well, we have completed the task. Oh, and look, I'll use one of my pie plates to put all my fried pies in. So we've got 4 peach, 4 apple, 2 with 1 peach and 1 apple without the glaze on it. And here's the one of the peach ones that had a little bit of an issue due to me that opened up. There's still some peach in it, so I thought I'd try this one. But look, see, this is perfect. You're out there in a picnic. You're out there in Easter egg hunt, church social, you got you a pie, take a bite. Okay, I had to step away from it because I got a mouthful of crust. But I have to tell you, this crust is outstanding. You can taste, it's flaky from the lard or Crisco, and it's really tasty because of the butter. And I am going to get down to the part, because remember, this one opened up. Look at that, it's got some peach in it. Don't take too big of a bite. Wash it down a little bit. This is wonderful. I'm very happy with them. They're very beautiful. Look at that. So again, I want to thank Leanne at Mennonite Farmhouse and Tony at Kettle Kitchen for inviting me to this great collaboration. It's a great way to kick off the spring. So glad I was able to bring my little piece of Southern nostalgia to this collaboration. And if you don't mind, if you like the video today, if you would give me a thumbs up for a like, that helps my algorithm. And I hope that you, if you're not subscribed, that maybe you think about subscribing. Anyway, I want to thank you for again for being here. I want to say enjoy the month of pies. Be sure and go out and check all the other channels. Please give me a comment about what you think about the fried pies. And I think I'm going to go work in the garden. It's that time, y'all. Anyway, thank you for being here. God bless, and peace be with you. Oh goodness, it's hard to be a hot mess. All right, 3 tablespoons of lard. I do not have lard. Really? I do not have lard, so I'm going to use